Hello, my name is Daryl Anderson, and I will be presenting for ADU 303 Communication in the Professional Setting. Today, we're going to be talking about effective communication skills, and I think probably one of the best representations of someone who's exemplified great communication skills is our former president, President Barack Obama, also known as the Great Communicator. So, we're going to talk about the importance of effective communication. As we know in the workplace, of course, being a effective communicator allows us to create structure within the workplace, and with structure, also allows us to have success based on the goals that we create and or put in place for our respective departments, or for our staff teams, or for ourselves as individuals. I think also being an effective communicator, it fosters great working relationships with your fellow employees and also your staff teams. When you're able to communicate effectively and share ideas and share different beliefs and different values, although individuals might not always adopt the same principles or adopt the same value systems. Being able to respect the fact that other individuals may have other opinions or different belief systems ultimately will allow you to be a good listener, which is very important in effective communication, and then also to communicate outwardly. And then ultimately, the importance of effective communication allows professionals to gain trust of colleagues and clients. Again, if you can, speak and you can listen to others, as they communicate and exchange ideas within the business world, then you'll be able to climb those ladders and to continue to grow as a professional. So why is Obama the great communicator? Well, first and foremost, he applied listen first skills when communicating. If we go back and look at the millions of videos that probably are posted worldwide of different times when he was speaking with other politicians or traveling the world and meeting other individuals that were dignitaries in other countries, he really tried to listen to what other individuals had to say. And I don't think he listened with the intent to have a response always, but more so to gain clarity, possibly in areas that maybe he didn't necessarily have the greatest information. Although having the job to run and lead a nation would require him to be very knowledgeable of things that were going on, not just necessarily in the United States of America, but also abroad in other various countries. Excuse me. He created a friendly and welcoming environment. So as depicted in the photograph here in this slide, you'll see him greeting a dignitary in China, and in this it shows ultimately him showing respect. And although they may be equals as far as their statuses, he realizes that he's not on American soil or on American ground. He's in this dignitary's country, and he's ultimately showing through being humble and a sense of humility. He's showing respect. Being confident but not egotistic. It's one thing to know that hey, I believe in what I'm talking about, and I know that I have the knowledge to back that material up, but not letting it get to your head and making yourself feel as though you're above the rest of individuals in society. Having a sense of open-mindedness, being willing to accept the fact that we don't always all have to agree. We can agree to disagree, however, doing it respectfully, and understanding that other individuals are going to have opinions that might not necessarily always align with ours. I think President Obama, he did a really great job of showing empathy. We all don't necessarily always go through the same trials, tribulations, experiences. However, to be able to understand that, one may go through something that we didn't necessarily go through or endure, but to have a sense of understanding and be compassionate and be caring in your decision-making processes, with the understanding that, ultimately the decisions that one would make for the nation, for this country, as the president, chief commanding officer, is going to affect not just that individual, but a multitude of other people and families. And then last but not least, I think President Obama did a really great job in providing feedback. You know, a lot of times, when I believe when individuals are, when politicians are in these roles where, they're standing in front of a nation, they have to present ideas and they have to give us their, 4-year plan, during their term as to, what it is that they're going to do. They might have every intention to say that they're going to deliver on, various tasks, but something might get thrown, in the loophole along the way where they didn't see a curveball coming, and it might knock them a little bit off path. But, I think in being able to listen and then also being able to take in new ideas and then to, present those ideas in a way that President Obama was able to, where, we as a nation were able to kind of understand what his agenda was, ultimately makes him a really great communicator. So Barack Obama, the man versus the president, we know, when he was in office, not just was he a great president, and of course that's an opinionated statement, but I really, believe truly to heart that he did the best job that he could possibly do as a president with the resources that he had. But he was a great family man as well. We see pictures here, of him, speaking probably to a group of individuals behind the U.S. seal, and then we also see a photograph of him with his wife, with Michelle Obama, the first lady, and they're probably just taking a walk around, the grounds at the White House. But, it just shows how, he appeared to be friendly. He appeared to be, a loving person. He appeared to be someone who was compassionate. And he showed up with dignity. And many of, the clips that I've seen, he was never quick to judge or respond to others, opinions of him, with fury or, any malice in heart. And so I think that just speaks to really great character, which I believe is a great leadership trait. Outside of being an effective communicator, as a leader, you should definitely lead by example and show love, show compassion, and to be able to see that, as I indicated, on and off the court, I think is a tremendous trait of his. So in conclusion, I did a little bit of research just to see what other individuals, what their opinions of former President Barack Obama were regarding his ability to communicate. And so Peggy Noonan, a famous speech writer, once wrote, when big, serious, thoughtful things must be said, the big, serious, thoughtful speeches must be given. And so this statement was regarding President Obama's farewell address to the nation from January 10th, 2017. And, of course, many of us, we watched that last address, and, there were many mixed emotions as that took place. And so, I think him being able to, in his two terms, the 8 years that he served as our president, he faced many challenges, and, a lot of individuals were very critical of the decisions that he might have made, for our nation. However, I do believe that from the beginning of his term to the end of his term, he did a phenomenal job in communication. He did a phenomenal job, in despite of other individuals targeting him, being able to remain calm, being able to lead and communicate with integrity and with dignity. And also ultimately, I think, that he's the best leader that we've had, and the best communicator that we've had in our era and of our time. So again, Daryl Anderson, discussion on effective communication, and thankful to have lived during this time to see Barack Obama serve as our 44th president of the United States of America. Thank you.